Alright folks, but you guys idiot, we are back. Like Criminal Case on Facebook. Now you'll see a little bit different layout. I'm actually doing this on Twitch. And because I'm doing it on Twitch, we're going to have a couple of things. We're going to have notifications for followers, if there's ever donations. We're going to try and make this a lot cooler. So I'll be doing a little bit of research into how to make this awesome. If any of you guys have stuff with Twitch, just give me a heads up. But let's head on to the next case. So again, what's going to happen is we are going to have a live stream on Twitch. I'm going to be recording everything and uploading it to YouTube, so it will actually be in both locations. Hey Ace, how exciting to be in Coyote Gorge, Concoria's wild east frontier. After releasing the Flanagan's grip on Sinner's End and bringing an end to the Scarlet Slayer's reign of terror, the fresh air will do us good. I share your enthusiasm, Madeline, but remember we're here for serious business, not a vacation, unfortunately. Well, if Finley Flanagan is to be believed, his Italian rivals are controlling Stonewall prison here in Coyote Gorge. Flanagan's in our holding cells for now. I don't trust him an ounce, but if criminals are meddling with the justice system, we must put a stop to it. Well, I've arranged a meeting for you with Stonewall's warden, Ace. If the Italians are involved, I trust you and Madeline to get to the bottom of this. Hey, greetings, Senior Trooper Ace. Welcome to Stonewall Prison. Warden Jeremiah Shankshaw, at your service. Your reputation precedes you. All around these parts, the flying squad has put away many of our inmates. What can I do for you? Well, thank you, Warden Shankshaw. We're here about the allegations concerning Stonewall Prison that the Italians are exerting their influence on... Wait, the Italians? They could try, but I pride myself in running a tight ship. If anyone is exerting their influence in this here prison, it's me. And if the word of a deputized warden ain't enough for you, take a look around the courtyard yourselves. But be mindful around the prisoners, Senior Brace. They're an unruly lot. Oh, fear not, Warden. We'll keep our wits about us. Come on, Ace. Let's proceed to the courtyard. Boom, baby. Boom. Death without parole. Nice. Do this. And so we were gonna have Kian hop on to this one, but he's gonna be next week because I gotta get new speakers. I upgraded to Windows 10 2 days ago. I did that. My speakers are so old that they no longer work. So believe me, I tried a bunch of stuff and it did not work, unfortunately. And a broom. I'm realizing that can't go there. Goes up there. Oh, Keen. Okay. They killed Justin Bieber. That's awesome. Hey, Kelly. Dash my wig, Ace. We're hardly here 5 minutes and we've already found an inmate with his head bashed in. You're right. We know this victim. It's that ruffian Kev O'Connell. We sent him here for murdering Barnaby Wilson. It seems O'Connell got a taste of his own medicine. A violent man coming to a violent end. And look, he's even missing a finger. What on earth happened here? Kev O'Connell was heavily involved with the Irish gang in Sinner's End. Are the Irish inmates really being targeted? I agree, Ace. We must inform the warden about this and ask him how this could have happened in his tight ship. Well, that ball and chain you've picked up must belong to the victim. You think there's something written on it? I'll fetch your dusting kit, and we can find out. I had my doubts regarding the rumors about Stonewall Prison, Ace, but if this murder is somehow linked to the Italian mob, we must find out. Alright folks, Pitching Ace Idiot, we are back. Like Criminal Case on Facebook. Let's examine a little bit now that we have a lot of stars. The wages of sin is death. You were right, Ace. There's a sentence painted on the victim's ball and chain. For the wages of sin is death. Was it safe to assume that this message was left by O'Connell's killer as a threat? but it almost sounds like a poem of some kind. I agree, Ace. Let's send this ball to Evie. Perhaps she can tell us more about the message. Well, it's part of the Bible, I can tell you that. Oh, back already, Signature Brace? I trust you found everything in order. Far from it, Warden Shangsha. It's astonishing you didn't already know this, but one of your inmates, Kev O'Connell, has been murdered. A murder in my prison? Who would dare do such a thing? Rest assured, Signature Brace will find out. Now, can you think of anyone who might want to harm Mr. O'Connell? Honestly, I couldn't say. O'Connell only arrived here a few weeks ago. I hardly knew him. Truth is that the violence in prison is very real. Despite my efforts to prevent it, most of the inmates are thugs, hard-nosed criminals just looking for trouble. Looking for trouble, huh? Well, in the end, Warden, trouble seems to have found Kev O'Connell. Well, one thing is for certain, I won't tolerate murder in my prison. If you're going to find the culprit, Signature Brace, you should search through O'Connell's personal affairs in this cell. Well, what are we waiting for, Ace? Let's have a look around the victim's cell. I agree, Maddie. Oh, does it? I can't remember what the warden room in Grimsboro looks like. Oh, I'm gonna have to go take a look. Gonna go have to take a look at that. Ooh, there we go. Boom, nice. Well, there must be something in Kev O'Connell's cell that can shed light on his murder, Ace. Have you found anything useful? The metal box has a promising clue. I'll let you unlock it, Ace, and see what's inside. But this truncheon must belong to one of the prison guards, and if they were patrolling the victim's cell, perhaps they could tell us more about Kev O'Connell. Good thinking, Ace. That faded engraving on the truncheon could tell us who it belongs to. Yeah, I have the consensus that you guys have. That warden is not to be trusted. There is something fishy going on with him. He's either not telling us the truth, he's the murderer, he's orchestrating something, and we're going to start hearing about it a little bit later. We'll see. So we got 8, 3, 5, 1, 4. Ace, this appears to be the prisoner's hole, somewhere to lock away inmates' belongings when they arrive at Stonewall. I agree. Let's rummage through these personal effects and see if there's something to be learned. The name says Trevor because Facebook suspended my account because I was using Ace, and somebody ratted on me, and YouTube said you need to give me your real name, or we're going to suspend your account. Well, the engraving on the truncheon is named Silvestri. Stonewall's personnel manifest lists a certain Cosimo Silvestri, a guard on duty when Kev O'Connell was killed. That truncheon must be his. Let's ask Mr. Silvestri some questions. It probably doesn't hurt that this guy sounds Italian. And we know the Italian and the Irish don't get along. Yeah, the ward might be Italian, yeah. We'll see. That's definitely most likely going to play into something here. We found a wanted poster in that prison told Ace, and it says the outlaw was captured by one Catastrophe Joan. What an odd name, Catastrophe Joan. Perhaps a bounty hunter of some description. His Strange name or not, someone delivering wanted criminals to Stonewall could tell us more about what goes on around here. Let's go find this Catastrophe Joan. Yes, it did say Ace at one point, for I think the first 2 years, and mostly through Pacific Bay. But I got a strike in the middle of Pacific Bay. They actually suspended my account for like a week, and I had to retrieve it from with help of criminal case. Cosmo Silvestri, Senior Trooper Ace would like to ask you about Kev O'Connell. Sure, but make it snappy. This murder has everyone pretty rattled. We're only a hair's breadth away from a riot. Were you anywhere near the courtyard at the time of the murder? I should have been, but I went behind the shed to relieve myself. When I came back, that useless Vecchio was dead. I only turned around for a moment. I didn't think anything would happen. I'll probably get canned for this. O'Connell has always been trouble. Trouble? In what way? O'Connell was a gangster, right? Murderer, coming in here with his big Irish mouth, starting up the other prisoners. I needed to keep a close eye on him. Now, for 3 years, Senior Trooper Ace, I got more important things to do than stand around gabbing. Yeah, because you're super important. Yeah, so it was case 3 of Pacific Bay that they switched to. It's so annoying. Hands up, you varmint. State your business. I suggest you lower your weapon immediately. Senior Trooper Ace is from the Concordia Flying Squad. Oh, the Flying Squad. Why didn't you say so? I've heard all about you, Senior Trooper Ace. Joan's the name. Catastrophe is my game. But you can call me Joan. Forgive me for being a mite gruff, but as a bounty hunter, I can't be too careful. Well, we're investigating the murder of an inmate at Stonewall Prison, Kev O'Connell. Do you know anything about him? I brought in most of the prisoners here, made a lot of enemies, but I don't know this Kev. Wish I could be of more help. Well, Joan, please don't venture off too far. We may need to speak with you again. And when are these people going to learn? If they're a suspect for us, they're not going to be able to just say, oh, I don't know who this person is, because we're going to find out. Evie, are you here? I just want to ask about the killer's message. Madeline, my precious jewel, what can I do to convince you to marry me, to run away and become my ball and chain? Well, you can start by not calling me a ball and chain. Now leave us be, Diego. We don't have time for shenanigans. Sorry, Diego. I guess I should get back to work, but thanks for that book. I want to ask you where you got it from. Oh my gosh, I'm worried that Diego is becoming a bad influence on you, Evie. Nonsense. Now, about the killer's threat. While the object it was written on is rather unusual, the phrase itself was easier to identify. It appears you're hunting from a killer with religious tendencies, since this sentence is a quote from the Bible, from Romans 6:23 to be precise. Oh, so our killer knows the Bible. They'll be pleading for forgiveness, Ace, once you got them behind bars. Yeah, kind of, except that doesn't really narrow stuff down, considering I believe a lot of prisons will give you a Bible. If I learned anything from Shawshank Redemption. Well, I can't help but laugh at the irony. Ace Kev O'Connell brutally beaten a man to pulp not so long ago, and yet here he lies on my slab, bashed to death with a blunt object. Well, yeah, that is kind of ironic, but have you discovered anything unusual about the body part apart from poetic justice? All very straightforward, except for the severed finger you noticed. Oddly enough, the digit was removed post-mortem. Wait, what? The killer cut off the victim's finger after he was dead? Whatever for? Of that, Ace, I'm uncertain, but I found a clue not shrouded in mystery. A stain on the victim's uniform. The substance consisted of shredded tobacco leaves, ethyl alcohol, and sodium carbonate, common ingredients of chewing tobacco. The natural conclusion is that it was from the victim, but a quick look at his condition of Mr. Connell's teeth indicates he never chewed a leaf in his life, meaning it must have come from the killer. Well, we can really sink our teeth into this clue, Ace. We're looking for a killer who chews tobacco. Ace, speaking of Stonewall Prison, investigating claims that the Italian gangsters are exerting their influence here, making life impossible for the Irish inmates. And the first thing we find is the body of an Irish gangster. The victim was none other than Kev O'Connell, whom we arrested for murder in Sinner's End. We found him beaten to death, and one of his fingers had been cut off. We've already met an Italian who had it in for the victim, prison guard Cosimo Silvestri. While Warden Shankshaw, who claims to run a tight ship, was unaware the murder even took place. I wonder what else he could be missing. We must ensure Stonewall is free from any criminal influence before we move former Irish gang leader Finlay Flanagan from our holding cell. But, Ace, there's a situation at the prison. One of the inmates has escaped. Well, we'll find out in Chapter 2. This has been Pitching Ace Idiot. Over and out.